today, class. Today we're going to draw our plate number 1. Okay, our plate number 1 will going to be drawn on a band paper size, long band paper size. So 8.5 inches by 13 inches. We put that on the long side. We turn that so that it will be landscape size. So even in millimeters, that will be a 320.2 mm by 215.9 mm. But since all of you know that not all of the page can be printed, so the maximum printable size is 320 by 210. So we have 10 mm, 5 mm on both sides on the long side, and 2.5 mm on both sides on the shorter side. We would notice that we have our border, which is 10 mm from the edge of the paper, and the text size is 3.5 mm and 5 mm, because we have two types of text, one big one and the smaller one. Also, our border, our title blocks, it's 15 mm and 75 mm from the sides. The division 75 mm, 150 mm, 120 and 30 mm. So familiarize yourself with the appearance of this border so that we could be able to draw our plate number 1. What are the commands that we're going to be using in this drawing? Number 1, limits. This command is used to set the drawing size of our paper, which is basically a long bond paper in mm. Okay. Second command is rectangle. This is used to draw the rectangle so that we can visualize our drawing paper. Third command is explode. This command is used to break down compound objects such as rectangles, arcs, blocks, etc. back into their component objects. Fourth command is offset. It is used to make parallel or concentric copies of objects at a specific distance. Fifth command is trim. The trim is used to cut objects to size, using other objects as cutting edges. Sixth command is trim. A grid. Grid is basically placing dots on the screen or grids on the screen so that we'll be able to know where we are, and so that the drawing will look a little better. 7 is snap. Snap allows us to select specific grids on the screen. Eighth command is dtext or text. This allows us to add text to our drawing. Number 9, zoom. Zoom is basically looking at objects more closely or seeing them from afar. And number 10 is pan. This allows us to see objects. This time it's different from zoom, where in the zoom we look more closely. In pan we look at a different angle. In zoom we go closer or farther. In pan we move from the side, so we move the window. So this is what kind of commands we're going to use for our drawing. So let's see the drawing again, visualize, and so that we'll be able to know how to draw it. Okay, we are starting Autocad. Double click on the Autocad icon. I will open Autocad. I am using Autocad 2018. Okay, I click this, start drawing. Start with the drawing. Okay, this is Autocad Classic interface. Okay, let's turn off the grids this, all of this should be turned off. No, nothing should be highlighted here. Okay, so start with the limits. Limits is setting up our paper. Our paper, we will set our coordinates to 0, comma 0. That will be the start, the beginning, and the end will be 320, comma 210. The edge of our paper. Okay, then we'll use the command rectangle to set up the paper. So 0, comma 0 still, and 320, comma 2. Okay, now you've seen this, but you cannot see the whole paper. So to see the whole paper, we type in zoom. Okay, now zoom has choices. You have choice here: options, all, center, dynamic, extends, preview, scale, windows, and object. And we have what this is the default real time inside the box, inside the open and close, greater than, less than symbol. Okay, you notice that our options are all in one letter is a capital, and it is highlighted, colored blue. So let's type in the first letter A for all. Okay, now we can see the whole of the screen. Now we will make, this is the paper. Our border is still inside the paper, which is 10 mm from the edges. So we use offset command. Then the offset distance, it is asking for offset distance. We type in 10, select the object, and either you click on the inside or the outside. That's how offset works. But since our border is inside our paper, we'll click inside. Okay, now we need to make two lines here and here, or two horizontal lines, with distance 15 from the edges. By the way, our offset is still on. We can turn that off by either pressing enter to execute what's the default, or press spacebar, as the spacebar and enter are the same in Autocad. Also, we can select to click on the escape button if you want to. As for now, we'll press the spacebar. Okay, now we need to break this down into its component. So the command is explode. Okay, click on this, select explode. What AutoCAD says it found one, anymore, none. Press enter. Now this is a different line. It's a different line as compared to this. Okay, now set 15. Click here, click up, click here, click up. Okay, now in AutoCAD, when you press enter or the space bar, the previous command will come back. Okay, so you press paper enter, offset was the last command, so offset is back again. So we press 75. This is the distance from this to line here. Okay, another one. Okay, then enter again, offset, this time 30. Click here to there. Now we will trim, we will remove the excess line, remove this excess line, remove that excess line. So we trim, select cutting edge. This is our cutting edge. Any more cutting edges? No, this is one. Okay, and you cut this one, or we can cut this one. Now we're gonna cut this one. Okay, select and trim, enter 2, and trim again. This time this is our cutting edge. Enter, cut, or trim, and trim. Now we are going to put in the text entries here. So to be accurate, we will use the grid and the snap. The grid is set at 2.5 and the snap also at 2.5. Why is that? So that we'll be able to snap accurately on the screen. And the next question is, why is this 2.5? No, it's not 2.5 because AutoCAD displays 5 grids at a time. Okay, so let's zoom in. Let's zoom in. Real-time zoom in. We click here and we click there. Now that is 2.5. That is 2.5. This distance is 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Okay, you will see here, this is the coordinates. When we start drawing text, you will see the coordinates. Okay, let's do it. D text or DT. Click here. Specify the height. Let's have it at 3.5. Our angle should be 0, but if we click on the screen inadvertently, we have a text that is not is the angle. So if you want to delete that, either we type in erase, then enter and select the object and delete, or we select the object and click the delete button. Okay, so let's do the delete text again. Click here. Height is 3.5. Angle is 0. Okay, so what's here? Name. Okay, delete text again. In AutoCAD, we need not retype the commands over again. When you press the spacebar enter, the previous command will be executed. Will be like that. Then just press enter. Text. So I'll just click in the location, the start point. Height is still 3.5, so just press enter. The text is still 0, so enter. Then type in course and section. Okay. The text again. 5, then student number. Okay. Let's go to the other side. Our the text. We put in the bigger text. Height, this time the height is 5. Rotation angle is 0. Still 0. Okay, put in your family name first. And your given name. Okay. Your course section. The text again. Click here. BSCE 2A1. Okay. What if I just click here? Would it be accurate? Let's try. This would be student number 2019 dash. Let's try it again. The text this time. Let's be accurate. Look there. 55 2019 dash. Okay, so let's see. We zoom in. By the way, class, the mouse wheel is also zoom. The mouse wheel is zoom. The scroll wheel is zoom. So you can zoom. Is it accurate? No, it's not accurate. There's a shadow. Okay. This is the top. That's the bottom. So it's not accurate. Okay. This is zoom. And also, if you press on that mouse button and that scroll wheel, it's pan. Okay, so what is pan? Pan is basically this one, moving the screen. Okay, so The mouse wheel is zoom. If you press on it, it's pan. Okay. Let's continue. Delete this first. Press the delete button. Delete text. Click there. 5. Height is still 5. The angle is still 0. Certain number 2019-0102031568. Then delete text again. Here. Height is 3.5. Angle is 0. Then instructor. Top. Subject. Okay. Delete text again. 5. Schedule. And delete text again. 8. Okay, let's put the bigger text. Delete text. Here. Height is 5. Draw 2. Delete text again. Structure 5. Okay, delete text. There 5, still 5. Then put in your class schedule. 7:30, this case Monday, and lastly your plate number B-1. What if you made a mistake in putting in the text? What do you do? You could either delete it. How delete? Select and press the delete button, or simply double clicking on it and typing again the correct entry. Now should be draw 2. Okay, now we can turn the grid in the snap, zoom all. You can see the whole drawing. We now have our drawing in AutoCAD. This is our border. We'll be using this in all our drawings except for our project, which will be in a much bigger paper, 30 inches by 20 inches round paper, tracing paper. Now we'll save file, save as, save it in wherever you want. Mine is in class 01-CAD. Okay, this is the default text. P1.CE. If you are ECE, you put ECE there. If you are first year, the 1, and put in your family name. Okay, and be sure to save it not as 2018, put it 2010. Then save. Why? Because if you will be using 2020 and you save it as 2020, I will not be able to open or check your work. Okay, so yes, if you want it, you can also do it like this. Click the tools, options, open and save. You can change this to 2010 by default. Apply. Okay, so every time you save, it's in 2010. Okay, so save, yes, and that's the end of our lesson.